What's up, world? It's Carpo here. I'm going to start this video off by saying I don't know shit, alright? I don't know a goddamn thing that's going to help anyone else to become the person that they truly want to be. And I don't intend to. My videos were never intended to help people or to tell anyone how they should think. The reason why this came to mind is because someone mentioned in a comment that I seem to push my view, or I can't remember how it was worded, but it wasn't harshly said. No, it was you know, it was no offense intended. It was just saying that that in my videos I seem to want people to, you know, see things my way. Well, I guess that's kind of the human condition. But I started thinking about it rather than saying, oh, that's not true. I started thinking, well, do I? And I thought, well, I've realized what I do is I generally make videos that don't necessarily tell people what I do believe, but rather telling people what I don't believe. And I've noticed that that's kind of a recurring theme throughout my vids, that I say that this doesn't work, and this doesn't work, and this doesn't work. So what good am I if I'm just saying what doesn't work? Well, that's not always true. I mean, last year I made a lot of videos. It's funny because I go through cycles where I'm involved or interested in certain things. I've had people tell me things like, you know, that I need to learn to understand people's and the differences and stuff more, only because they saw one of my videos, not realizing that one video is an explanation of one thing, a different video is an explanation of a different point of view, and how I haven't lost that connection with people. What I'm saying is, last year I talked a lot about tolerance, acceptance, patience, being who you are, being comfortable, being happy, and that's still something I follow every day. If I find myself thinking negatively, I turn around and say, wait a minute, why am I doing this? And I'm not, let's put it this way. The things that go through my head are mine, and I don't expect anyone to take what I say verbatim, nor do I intend anyone to just believe what I say right off the bat, because I would hope that no one would. And that's because I don't take other people verbatim or take a person 100% on what they believe. In other words, all my subs out there, I'll make maybe I'll make a bunch of videos and somebody will like the videos, and then one video comes out that they totally don't agree with. That's what this is all about. It's about there are differences in opinion on things, and I think that that's okay. The problem is when the differences cause people to be so separate that they won't even talk to one another, or they will cast insults, or whatever it comes to. Now, it's human nature to argue. I believe that it's part of our inherent properties of, you know, our genetic makeup. It's in our genes to debate with one another, and an argument isn't in a bad sense. I mean, argument in a good sense. Nothing was ever created if there wasn't an argument about how it could be done. One person always wanted to prove that it could be done a certain way. Now we look at the modern day society and there's all this crap we don't need, but don't forget that right in there with all that are the things that we do use. A lot of great products that have helped us to, you know, increase our lifespans and not fear some of the diseases that we once had. But just remember that everyone sees these issues differently, and each person has their own idea of what's really important, you know. And I really don't have a particular issue of, you know, that I work towards. For example, there are people who are activists towards a particular cause. I don't have any particular cause I'm an activist towards, except for the whole betterment of humanity, in a sense. But I don't intend on doing that through, you know, egotistical means, in the sense of being recognized as some sort of I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Some sort of an image or something. I'm just a guy who sees the world for what it is in my own view, and I try my best to reconcile that and understand it, because it's complex and I don't get it. And I wake up every day and see things a little bit differently than the day before, and incorporate that into my daily life. And I do my best to be a good person. I don't intend to ever think that my view is superior, although I know I come across that way sometimes. It's only when I have a debate with someone that seems to not go anywhere, because this is where I'm going with this. Each one of us sees the world in our own way. Each one of us is molded according to how we're raised. There have been enough childhood studies to understand how kids are affected by their upbringing to know that many of the strongest beliefs that we have as adults were created back when we were children without us even knowing, and that we have adhered to these so much, such as political or religious beliefs, that it's hard to break away from it, and there's no need to break away from it because the person has adapted to that lifestyle. So by realizing that each one of us has adapted to a different lifestyle and different circumstances, we're obviously going to have different points of view. And my point of view on one particular subject may be just as strong as another person's, but they swear that they're right, and I swear that I'm right. Now, this is human nature. So when two people are debating on what is right, the way to proceed is through science, and this is what science was created for. Science isn't some separate entity. Scientist isn't just for the scientists. People seem to think science is outside of their realm. Science is everything that we create or invent. We're all scientists, and we're all part of the process. And science, in a way, can become like a religion, because people adhere to the scientific principles so strongly that they can't break free from that. And in that sense, it's dangerous too. But I think what it comes down to, just the bare bones of it all, is people can sit and argue and debate things all day long and never get a single bit of resolution out of it. The only way to proceed in a situation like that is for each side to present their evidence, whatever evidence that may be. And then the two sides can analyze the evidence, and both of them, as a whole, determine whether or not one side is correct or the other. But it seems like people want to hang on to what they think is true so much that even if they are presented with evidence, it's considered misinformation, disinformation, flawed or skewed or from a bad source. But the minute somebody finds information that they want to support their argument, then that source is instantly viable. It's a legitimate source. And this is nothing new. This has been going on, I'm sure, as long as people have been around. So what do we do about it? If two sides argue about something, then they present their evidence, and both of them have flawed evidence, and they both believe their evidence is true, what do you do about it? You as an individual have to make your own decisions about what is and what isn't important in life. Nobody else is going to tell you how to do it. Nobody else is going to be able to show you how to do it. If somebody says something that doesn't agree with you, then consider why. And that's it. That's really all I wanted. That was my point. I could go on forever about, people and their differences, but everybody knows that already. We know that people are different. We just have to start getting to know people based on their worth in society and their value as a person, as opposed to, no, not everybody should be treated equally. If a person isn't acting as a good human, they need to be put in their place. But generally, people should be treated with respect, and evidence should be presented for both sides, and then a decision can be made upon which side is right. But even then, only you'll know, and only you'll be able to convince yourself of something. So, that's what I got. And,